We'll continue with the Unified Storage Server demonstration of the web GUI interface for managing the server. We'll go ahead and log in. And what comes on the screen is a menu system on the left side with submenus, and on the right pane are the details when the menus on the left are clicked. Let's take a look at the very first one. And this is an overview of the system. It talks about the license here. System, networking, storage, and services all in one shot. So you can take a look at the system and the networking by expanding the plus signs. Let's continue. On the networking tab, there are a number of submenus, but here's a summary, and under devices, if I expand that plus sign, it pops up a list of the Ethernet adapters that are in the system. And here I can go ahead and I can actually manage the Ethernet ports on the system by pressing the plus sign on the configuration. And here I can go ahead and manage and apply IP addresses and net masks and so on. I can stop and restart the interface as I wish. Okay, if I continue on the submenus under networking, here's where I can team the networks together, or also known as bonding. Here I can view all the active connections, and I can filter on them as well. And here there's a troubleshooting section where I can do things such as ping and resolve host names and so on. All right, so let's take a look at the storage menu. This is where all the provisioning of storage is done on the system. If I click on the submenu of OS disk devices, I see a list of all the storage that's attached to the system. For instance, on this system, I have an iSCSI target LUN attached. It's attached to an LSI MegaRAID system, and this is the capacity here. Under file systems, I can take that storage and I can apply a share to it as needed, as if I'm not using iSCSI. Under software RAID, there are no free disks available because they're in use at the moment, but if there were, I can RAID disparate disk devices together into a software RAID configuration. These two menus indicate that I have an LSI MegaRAID cards installed on the system, and if it's a different RAID card, a different name would pop up here. Let's take a look here under it, and this gives me the relevant information about the RAID card. And then if I click this submenu, I can go ahead and manage it. For instance, I can change the RAID level and so on. Under volume management, I can take all of the storage that I have and put it under volume management, and which I can then slice it and dice it, basically virtualize the storage into different ways so that I can carve it up in useful ways for my applications. Replication allows me to replicate this storage device and sync it with another remote or even local separate unified storage system. And here we have support for backup to tape, to disks, and remote servers as well. Okay, under iSCSI, I currently have two targets configured. They're both running. So for instance, target 2 is running. If I wanted to create a third target, I just go ahead and I press create target, and it automatically applies a name for me. And I can assign it to one of the two interfaces in this case, and then I can go ahead and create the target. And then if I go, it refreshes the menu on the left. If I go ahead and that second or that third target shows up. If I click on LUNs, I can go ahead and I can add a LUN to the current selection, or I can just view what I already have configured. Same thing for networking. My current configuration, or if I wish, I can add another networking IP address to the portal. Say this, and then apply it if I wish. This is this client initiators gives me information about what's currently connected and clients, and I can even add a client. Under file sharing, we can configure the system to have CIFS shares, NFS shares, or FTP as an FTP server. I can set the global settings here and the specifics for the file shares here. Under users, I can join an NIS domain or an Active Directory domain. Under system tools, there's a number of submenus that give me access to various tools. This first one allows me to view the logs. I can view performance based on CPU, memory usage, network throughput, disk throughput. And there are various others. There is virus scanning, there's alerting. On alerting, we can set email alerts, set SNMP traps, and have fine control over the settings. So that concludes the overview of the management interface for a unified storage server. Thank you.